Trade limitless on HMX, the next-gen decentralized perpetual exchange. Trade crypto, FX, commodities with up to 1000x leverage on the Arbitrum network. Benefit from low fees, multi-asset collateral support, and cross-margin flexibility. Check them out.
From meme to utility, Floki has it all. NFT metaverse game called Valhalla. Floki University, DeFi, charity, and shopping. Floki is governed by the people, for the people. Floki, together there is no stopping us.
Good afternoon, everyone. BC Richfield here, coming to you live from London. It's just gone a minute past midday, and I'm super excited to kick off Congress Day 4 with somebody that I'm absolutely blessed to call a dear friend and one of the best traders in the space, TraderDaink of Dank's Country Club. Let me bring the legend on for you right now and not even waste a second more of your time. There he is, the man himself.
How are you doing, brother? It's been so long, brother.
I know, too long, mate. In fact, we just having a little chat before we went live, just saying how quickly time just flies in this game. We were together last in February, was it? We were saying at the blockchain event in London.
That's right, yeah. That's a long time ago.
Since then, it's gone in the absolute blink of an eye, hasn't it? So, from my side, Z is somebody, when I got into the crypto space from traditional markets, that, I learned a hell of a lot from. Him, Trader SC, obviously, were huge influences in my life. And Z's built something really special in the last few years. So I'm not going to waffle on too much. I'm going to pass over to our main man. Z, can you give some of the viewers that maybe don't know about you a little bit of an intro to who you are and what you guys are doing over there?
So, as some of you already know, TraderDaink, that's my tag name on Twitter. And Richfield been calling me Z. That's my real name. That's it. That's all you'll get from me. Nothing else more than that. I've been in the market for a little while as well, since 2017. Just like a lot of you guys, actually started off with nothing, put in some money, played in the bull run, made a lot of money in 2017. Thought I was rich. I thought I knew what I was doing. And 2018 comes in, bear market comes in. I just got bent over left, right, and center. And it was a very it was a hard thing to actually, to accept, no man wants to be bent over unless you want it as well. So I didn't want it, and it was one of those ones. It's it was horrible. Now it's mad. But then 2020 comes over. I put into the work into it in 2018, 2019, and what happened in 18? I was under Trader SC. I was in his group as well, and he's been my mentor for a very long time as well. Still is. I have a lot of respect for him. So shout out to SC. All that I've learned originates from him, and then obviously you have expansive work as well. You're looking at other works of the members from Burb himself, Richfield as well with the mother bar. These little things I like to look at as well. And he talks about the mother bar, and to me, I look at it as a range, different aspect, but same ideology as well. And sometimes I make mistakes, and then when I look at other traders and I see, okay, if I'm making a mistake, what have I done wrong? And now I see other traders are doing something completely different to me, then I like to look at them and try and study what they're doing. What are they doing differently as well? Because no one's going to get it 100%. But it's been a long time. And the one thing about crypto, funnily enough, yesterday I actually got asked a question regards to how would you play this? How would you play crypto? If you could go back in time and whatnot. And the funny thing is, I don't need to go back in time. I can just do it now. We're in that moment as well with the bull run coming up. Hodling is the best thing in my opinion as well. And I'm buying early. Everyone says buy low, sell high. No one knows where to buy low is. No one knows to buy, Bitcoin at 15K. Most people were scared. Where do we sell? Do we sell at 60? Do we sell at 100, 150? Does it go to 200? And that's the thing is if you buy now and as you go along, and then you can start selling on the way up. I think that's a very key thing. But it does come to another point, top-down analysis, which you want to actually bring up as well.
Yeah, we'll cover that a bit later.
It's been a long one, but anyone can do it. And the way I always see it is that I'm like anybody. I'm a kid from nowhere, and just a bit of stroke of luck and a bit of practice, and it does work out well.
But I think you've got I think one of the amazing things about using I think, and something that you touched upon there that resonates with me a lot, right, is getting knocked down. This game will take your legs from under you, right? It humbles you. Nothing humbles you.
It doesn't just take your legs, mate. Pulls your trousers down too as well, bro.
And like you said, it will bend you over every second it can get. Right?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
But you've got to work, right? And I think when you look at it, it's work ethic, right? I look at what you do, I look at who you are, and there's very few, if anybody, that works as hard in the space, right? You're running an amazing group over there, you're trading every day. And in truth, apart from maybe SZ, I don't think I know anybody in the space that shares more setups than you. And one of the really funny things...
I think you're being a bit too humble, bro. Come on, bro. There's other guys out there who are better than me. I'm like nobody, man.
But every day, right? And I think that's the attitude, right? I think that's the attitude you've got to have to be humble in this space. But I think what's really funny for me is that you are renowned as an incredible intraday trader, right? Range trader, swing trader. But I think the amazing thing, and something that took me a little while to realise, and I'm probably still not the best at it now, is thingy, man. Is you legend Touche. Nice to meet you as well. Have you? Oh, mate, Touche. I'm jealous. Yeah. You get yourself to London. You get yourself.
Funny thing is, we went to go watch. Me and Touche actually went to go and watch. He was in the DCC, and I had a spare ticket from OKX to actually go watch the Man City game.
No,
and I was like, nice. So, and he was selected as well. So like, I was like, yo, come with me as well. Let's go. And Touche actually won the free ticket. He flew down from Ireland, the brother. What what did we watch that day? Freaking, it was Man City versus Leipzig in the Champions League, right?
Oh, and mate, what a game.
City won 5-0, bro. Great night. Yeah, even Touche saying great night.
That's awesome, man. And then for those of you who don't know, I got the pleasure of joining Dank up at the Man City game as well for the Real Madrid for the was it the semi-final, man? And I never seen a game like that.
What a fucking game. We won 4-0, Madrid got bullied.
Mate, I mean, no one expected that, did they? But do you know what, actually, before we go completely off topic, what I love about this, right, is, I'm somebody from absolutely nowhere. Dank is somebody from absolutely nowhere. Touche, all of these people, right? If you put yourself in the market for long enough, you work hard enough, you take the time to build these relationships, right? There's a path for everybody in this game, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you always see the stats, 90% of traders lose money, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, that's true. But I don't think people also realize, people see this as a get rich quick type industry, right? They see people posting pictures of Lambos and people that did 1,000x on something, right?
Well, it's fake though. I bet you they don't really have it. It's friendly.
Loads of it is fake, man. People rent
it's like Instagram. You can't really trust them. And Twitter's the same thing. And don't get me wrong. I'm not atting anyone, but I think don't focus on everyone. Focus on you. That's the important thing.
Yeah. But do you know what? It's a difficult thing to do, right? There's a lot of noise in the space. Ignoring the noise, getting to the core of what you want to do. And we all do. But even what you said earlier, right? You're talking about hodling, right? And this is funny for me, right? Because I think people like you and I are not renowned for that at all, really. We're in the space.
No. I didn't do that in 21.
Yeah? I mean, and I've not done that well. I have to be honest. There's traders around me, especially some of my Nest fam. We got your NLP coach in the background, Trader Jimmy, who's immense at that kind of thing, right? He's the one, he's moderating everything in the background. You've got Burb, who's amazing. Yeah. I mean, all the fam over there, right? They are unbelievable at finding these things, understanding them, holding them, right? And literally, while I've just ground my way through bull markets, trading, right? And the truth for me is I'm very, very consistent through bull markets and bear markets because I'm mostly looking for ranging situations, consolidations, breakouts. I'm looking to get in and out in a day. But I definitely did not maximize my returns for that. I didn't. And I promised myself I'm going to be better this time.
But saying that, dude, it was interesting. So when I did in the beginning of the year, now I wasn't convinced that this is the low at 15K. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I wasn't one of those ones let's say, for example, Wiz and Capo. I think they did phenomenally well.
Burb as well, man. He went in big.
Yeah, Burb was and I remember Burb was talking about freaking the election year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a big one for me as well.
Yeah.
And it's only when we broke 17K. When we broke 17K, I'm like, okay, this is now seems like on the lower time frame, broken market structure. And when you mix it with the higher time frame, I think everyone was looking for the yearly open and last year's low. I think everyone was looking for that. And then there was then that's where the 10K thing came out as well, because they were looking at all the blocks and whatever. But when you look at higher time frame, there's a few things. Top down analysis is one key thing because you got your support and support and resistance levels there. Then you got I think to me more important after that will be your market structure. If you got a bullish market structure, you're looking for highs, liquidity to the upside. And when you look at Bitcoin, when we broke away from 17K, we went for 24, 25K, then we pulled back to 19K. There was a very small handful that took longs. And I remember like SC was one of them, and I took a long too as well, and rode it all the way up there to 30K.
I remember.
And then again, same thing happened with Bitcoin going down to 25K just recently. We're looking for 10K again. But going back to market structure, the key higher low wasn't taken out, which was around 24K. That's not taken out. I'm not looking for shorts. I'm looking for longs.
But it's sentiment, right? Don't you find that, right? I think the thing is, there's so much bearish sentiment in the market. You get these really big accounts going, going all in, super bearish for it. And the truth is, I'm a great believer that these markets are manipulated. I'm not talking about, crazy conspiracy theory stuff. It's just really obvious for me that big players with major positions can move markets, especially crypto, right? Especially crypto. And at the same time,
the nice thing about it is that like you're not having these institution guys with big money or politicians getting involved. It's just us.
Right?
Opportunity that you can become one as well. You can become a big boy. So
the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there in this industry, and with every opportunity comes threat, right? And the fact of the matter is, if you're not willing to put the time in and you're not willing to put the graft in, then I've seen so many people get massive accounts, really, really blow up some really big returns, life-changing money, right? Only to give it all back, right? All back and more. But we've been there. Right, we've been there. You've been there. I've been there. The early days of watched gains just absolutely flood away. But what you were saying about the Bitcoin thing, right? That really resonates with me because people become pessimistic until the point they become optimistic, and then that's when you've got to worry. When the masses are on board, and like someone said to me the other day, which I loved, when your grandmother is asking you about Bitcoin, right? That's the time you got to be thinking, maybe the top's in here, right? Everybody's still saying now, but this isn't the bull market. We got to look at.
If you think about it, from the very beginning, the whole year from 15K, they were calling it bear market rally.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we still in the bear market rally? Because if that's the case, I bought myself a new PC. Bear market rally is paying me well. You know what I'm saying?
You planned the last one out, did you?
Dude, like it needed an upgrade. It was old. It was old. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I've got too much money. It's not that. It's like, it was lagging behind me, it was slow and whatever. I'm like, I need to buy a new one. In the end, I was like, so I bought a new PC from bear market rally. That's what happened.
But you know what though, right? One thing I want to look at, and what we're going to get onto shortly, is looking at the market structure, right, and top down. The reason for this is because I'm not saying that people should ignore the news, bits like that. Like we said earlier, Burb's intuition for this is unbelievable, right? Looking at the presidential election cycle, right, and knowing what that means in traditional markets and how those cycles have always been quite prosperous. Election cycles, people want prosperity in the markets. They don't want to be getting elected in bad times, right? So, yes, you've got to factor those things in. But at the same time, there's a point at which you've got to strip yourself away from the noise and look at the price action. If that's the way that you trade, right, you've got to stick to your parameters. And I think the thing is, one of the toughest lessons that I learned, right, was believing in myself, because I would look, especially in my early days, oh man, looking at these things, and then always being distracted by Twitter or what someone else is doing. Those people don't trade like you. They know nothing about you or how you trade, right? And the fact of the matter is, the best thing that people can get to grips with is the idea that nobody's right all the time. Being right in the market's irrelevant. Right, you need a system strategy, backtesting the data.
Eminem has the best line. I'll find it for you right now. Actually, I'm gonna actually quote this. I can't believe I'm quoting Eminem, but since it's Eminem,
he's doing it. Some hot alpha. We could be here for a while, couldn't we?
No. It's a lyric from "Till I Collapse." Right, I'll find it right now. Till I Collapse. It's like when he goes, music is like magic. Some of you guys already know this. Yeah, he goes like, music is like magic. There's a certain feeling you get when you reel in your spit and people are feeling your shit. This is your moment. And every single minute you spend trying to hold on to it because you may never get it again. And I think that was the best line I've ever heard. Yeah, it's a bar. It's a bar. Like, and it's true. It just goes to like, you might be right now. And, on Twitter, you see like people like actually like riding the wave on the upside as well. It's their moment. Live that moment as well. Because you might not get it again. And when he goes,
enjoy the journey.
And that's the thing is,
enjoy the journey. I think a lot of people don't enjoy the journey. They get so focused on the end goal, which to everybody's wealth and that. But look, I tell you this right now: wealth, money, prosperity are all byproducts of becoming a successful trader, having a good trading system, sticking to that system and having discipline and hard work, right? It's the same if you make it in any career, right? There's a saying, which is mastering your craft can only be done by hours and days of beating on your craft, right? Doing everything you can to become a master of it. And something you said earlier, right, that I just want to go back to, which was this idea that, you know, you see different things. So I'm very much a student of the market, right? And when I'm working with people over at the Birbnest, be that private mentoring, be that anything, or any students that I work with at all, or even in the group, I'm a very firm believer that you need to separate yourself in this game to two different entities. You've got the trader and you've got the student, right? You don't want new concepts that you see or things of great interest to influence your current trading systems, right? That's what's paying your bills. That's what's bringing the money in, right? That's what you get in for your family. But at the same time, you don't want to be stuck not progressing. You always have to learn in this game. We're all students of the market, right? So for me, I like to kind of compartmentalize myself. So I have the student version. So I'll see something, for example, let's say, you know, you post something on there. I'm just like, that is pretty sick. I need to look into that, right? I need to work on my range trading again. Maybe I need to look at higher bars and the way that you break the ranges down. But I'm not going to take that and I'm not going to overlay that on my current trading, right? Because my current trading is tested. That strategy, when I get my trigger, I'm in, right? If I win, if I lose, it doesn't matter. I don't really have that anxiety that much anymore because I know over time it pays off. But I don't want to be left behind. I always want to be learning. But what I'll do is I'll find some quiet time late at night. I'll look at things of interest. Maybe you've posted something, Burb, SC, whoever. And I'm like, do you know what? I really want to dive into that, right? But at the same time, I have to appreciate that, you know, I don't want that to muddy the water. I think I see a lot of people that see something on YouTube or see something on Twitter that looks amazing. And all of a sudden, yeah, and they're down that rabbit hole. They've forgotten everything that they were doing before.
It's always going to look easy. It's like, oh, I can do it too, but it's never that. There's a lot
of people make it look easy, right? Like, look at football. You know, you watch Cristiano Ronaldo or whoever, right, with a football, and they make it look like football's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, I thought I was Ronaldo when I was young. To be honest, first I thought I was Beckham, but then I became Ronaldo.
Everyone wanted to be
Beckham. I'm fucking like, I don't know, who's that guy? Heskey, bro.
Emil Heskey, man, what a legend! Liverpool, absolute tank.
Fucking Heskey.
That's bringing back some old school. Let's show you later.
I haven't heard of that guy in a long time, Heskey.
I haven't. But mate, I would have killed to be as good as Heskey. I tell you that. I think I can't even think. I can't even think of a man, a big guy. Yeah. What an absolute talent. But yeah, I was never that.
He made me shit, but he got paid worse shit on crypto, and we're not getting paid for shit.
Yeah.
There's levels to this game, isn't it?
It's a young guy's game. It is. It's a young man's game. So, look, obviously, I could sit here and talk to you for days on end, right? But I know there's a lot of really keen listeners out there and watchers that really want to see you dive into some charts. So, what do you fancy? Or guys, yeah, in the chat, if you've got anything you want, Dave to take a look at here, man, then pop it in the chat.
But I think that's fine. Yeah, like, does anyone want me to do it? I'll do a top-down analysis, but like, what does the guys want? I don't know. If there's Touche, David's here, ND's here. We got Tan Bindley,
great
Ariana, Wack. So Steve as well. Any particular requests? And
let us know, fam.
I'll do a top-down analysis on that. Don't give me a freaking something on Dextool. Give me something that's on TradingView.
Give me something with some history, for the love of God.
If they can give me some new coin as well, bro, like some meme coin like that.
Someone asked me to chart
like Floki's chart is different as well, isn't it?
He had one, Floki, man. Do you know what? We're so lucky. We've partnered with them for their amazing partner to be with, and just
I've still got a bag of Floki, you know.
Mate, what they are doing over there is just crazy. It's absolutely going off. I just, all these, when you get these new token launches and stuff, right, it's tricky because you don't have as much history on the coins, right? But you need to kind of factor in certain things. So, okay, we've got Wild
scary
WLD from
Coin.
WLD. Yeah, let's have a look, man. And this
let's do it with WLD. I know Andy was saying BTC, but I can always do BTC. I think everyone can see BTC. I mean, like, if you got whoopsie daisy.
Do you know what? Well, there's a great little question here from Erica while we're getting the kind of charts up as well, which is, what's your daily trading routine? Are you somebody that has a really set routine, right? Where you
big time. All the successful people have routines in it. When you look at
habits, right? Good habits.
Yeah, absolutely. When I the thing that for me to get to where I am, right? Like, first I had to actually understand the mindset, because like we all look at great people like Michael Jordan, Cristiano Ronaldo. We look at Kobe Bryant. You know, you can look at Tiger Woods.
Yeah, man.
Any sport, anything in the world, right? Or even you can go to Einstein as well, right? They must have had a routine for them to not go mad.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think like if you trade, staying at the screen all day and not being productive about it as well, it will psychologically fuck you up.
But
And
a lot of people do it though, right? A lot of people sit there staring at charts all day, watching the day go by. And I tell you this right now: all the people you mentioned are considered as these one-off world talents. Now, don't get me wrong, they are. But I think the biggest thing they all have in common is how hard they work. Right? They would outwork anyone.
yeah, absolutely. And I think the way they work hard on that as well. Like, look, staying at the screen is one thing, but like, look, before I used to stay at a screen, right? And yeah, I was productive, but I felt like I've excelled a lot more over the last 6 months, about a year, I'd say. I say the last year I've excelled so much more since the last time we actually spoke as well on the Burb Nest as well. It was a year ago I was here. And the difference is I actually I incorporate gym in the morning, first thing in the morning, 7 days a week.
That, yeah.
Yeah, I hit the gym all the time as well.
So building good habits. There's a brilliant book out there that I'll find. The idea of, because habits, right? Bad habits and good habits. Bad habits will get into you so quickly and they're so easy to keep. Good habits are really, really hard to build. But once they're there and they stick, it creates the foundation of everything that you can build upon, right? And actually,
yesterday I did the gym, man. I went mad.
Yeah.
I was getting aggressive.
But that's the best thing though, right? You start to miss it when you have these good routines, right? And it brings in good habits, breed other good habits, right? But again, it comes back to discipline. It's hard to build these habits. They don't just come overnight, And actually, a lot of these really good people that you see online, and some of the traders that I trust the most on there, and it takes a long time to know them, but you see them, they have very set routines. A lot of them are very physically active people as well, because you've got to keep your mind sharp, right? This game will take a lot out of you with energy, right? And if you're not there, you're not focused, you're giving a lot up to the market.
Absolutely as well, yeah. Because I mean, like routine wise, is really important. Because like off the charts, that's what I do. Go gym in the morning, come back, and the first thing I do before I even look at Bitcoin is look at dollar index, what the dollar is doing, have an idea what the stock market's doing, the SPX, the Nasdaq, the Dow.
That's to gain the idea for risk, right? You're looking at the DXY as the market appetite for risk.
Absolutely. So like I'm looking into that as well to have an idea where the market's trying to tell me. Is it trying to tell me it's going to go up or going to go down? And then I start looking at Bitcoin on the higher time frame and drop down for like a top down analysis. I already done the top down analysis, so I have my levels. I know what I'm looking at. So, but I always go back on higher time frame. I think the biggest mistake most people do is they focus too much on the smaller time frame, on the 15-minute chart, the 1 hour maximum. If they're lucky, maybe 4 hours, but they don't go on the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. That's a big problem.
So that's such a key point, Ryan. Sorry to interrupt you, but actually, we go over this a lot, right? Zoom out. Remove the anxiety, zoom out from the trades. I actually put something to shield my own stuff. I put something on Twitter the other day talking about Bitcoin, right? People are like, where's it going? Is it here? Is it there? It's just like, look, you're looking on like a 15-minute chart, mate. Like Bitcoin's going everywhere on a 15-minute chart, right? You need to zoom out. You need to get a daily, weekly perspective on this. Look at the areas that are holding your key levels, your order blocks, your levels. If prices run liquidity at the highs, look for where it's going to find support lower to push up. If it violates that support and that turns to resistance, then it's probably looking for liquidity lower. Right?
That's right.
So I think that it's a massive, massive thing and I think we're going to look at that a little bit more when we do the top down. But it's such a great piece of advice, right? Because institutions, I tell you right now, are operating on the high time frames, right?
Always, yeah.
The order flow you've got to be.
They don't give a shit about the 5-minute chart.
No, they don't. No,
they don't care about. It's only us who gives a shit about the 5-minute chart.
It's our little realm.
Yeah, but it's like these institutions, they're sharks in it, and we're algae in it, and I get it. Well, algae eat bacteria and shit like that, right? But then at the same time, don't you want to eat a bit of fucking fish?
But is it?
I want to buy that piranha over there.
You want to bite the shark tank?
You sometimes you want to have a taste of shark meat. I know it's haram in it, but like metaphorically speaking as well. Like you want to expand, and I think expanding, one thing to expand, like the mind, to expand the mind. You have to go on the high time frame. You have to look at what's going on. Like Bitcoin right now is pulling back. People are saying, is it over? Is it top in and whatever? Top down, if you look at levels of support and what's the key levels, I think for me, like on Bitcoin, I mean, like I can quickly show it to you as well. Just if you join 2022's range.
Let's have a look, man. Let's lead this into
the
Let's
take a look. I'll have a look at Bitcoin, right? And then I'll just show you, what you call it? Where's the chart?
Look at that screen, man. That is, you got that big beastie wide screen, haven't you? Look.
Sorry about screening it. It's a fully fucking weird. So apologies for that as well. Where's that fucking chart? I'm trying to look at it. 1 second there. I got too many charts here, and some of them's gone missing. One of them's gone missing. Oh no, BTC, USDT. I think it's this one here. Not that one. I can't find it. Anyway, fuck it. Doesn't really matter. We'll do it together.
Nice.
We'll do it together. We'll do it together. So like when you look at like on the daily, right? Let's get a clean chart. I get a clean chart. BTC, USDT. I'm going through one, right? So at least I know there's. Oh, no, I don't like this one. I've already got shit on there. BTC, USDT.
Mate, I do this.
Guys, I'm fucking up over here. I'm really messing up.
The good thing is, you know, he's not pre-prepared any of this, right? So you know you're getting this all fresh off the straight alpha off the.
Straight off the bat as well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it together, right? Again, I don't like this chart. Fuck, sorry about this. BTC, USD, finance. This is the one. That's it. There we go. Right. So let me delete all this. This was a long time ago. It's a very long time ago. So first thing I do, top-down analysis, go on to 12 months. All right. This is all free on TradingView now, so no one has an excuse to not do this as well. If you're not doing it, you're being lazy. You're absolutely not doing the work behind it as well. So that's that. So we see this, right, and I'm looking at what is the liquidity, right? So the first liquidity I'm looking at is last year's high, and the next one will be last year's low. Now, for me already, what I do, I tend to actually do it like a Fibonacci. So let me delete all this. Fucking hell, I'm doing it all wrong now.
Right. Nice little inside bar there as well, Z.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's your favorite inside bar as well. So that's it. So what you know already, for those who are trying to work this out, liquidity is resting on the down over here. Liquidity is resting on the upside over here as well. The key is which side of liquidity is going to be taken. Is it this one over here or this one here? We don't know, but you follow the chart. So that's 12 months. We know what that is. We've got the yearly open here. You know, it's a flat body candle. Does it get taken out? We don't know. But let's just go onto the 3 months and have a look at what's going on. Now, 3 months start to tell me a different story. Well, the 3 months has been telling me, right, if I hide everything off, bring up a line, liquidity's been taken out. That quarterly high has been taken out. And that quarterly high has been taken out. And not only did it take it out, it's come out support. So those two highs have been taken out.
Sorry about that. Are you drawing on the chart? I don't know if it's
Can
just
you
mine.
see? Can you see me draw?
I can't see you draw, no.
Oh shit, my bad.
Is it the magic pen, Jobby, is it?
I think it's the magic pen, you guys can't see it. Oh, right, okay, never mind.
Coming through. I thought it was just me then. I don't know if it is just me.
No, thanks for telling me.
You're going to have to get used to the TradingView tools again now.
Oh, man, I fucking hate the trading tool pens, man. Never mind. So that liquidity has been taken out, that quarterly high, and this one over here has been taken out. And the funny thing is, not only did it take it out, I've got to draw this stupid pen here now. Where is it? There, the brush. Not only did it take it out, right, but you can see it's found support over here. These areas here. So these are found support, and then after that, it keeps on taking out liquidity. What liquidity gets taken out? This high gets taken out. And then we got these highs gets taken out, and then this high gets taken out. So already looking at this, right, liquidity to the upside has been taken out consecutively. Every single quarterly high, these key levels are being taken out. And if I bring in the 2022's range, that's 22's high and low, bring these all out, delete these levels. All I see now, we're at where? The mid-range. If I delete all that, we're at the mid-range right over here. So now what I'm looking for is a pullback into the mid-range, find support. This is going to be a bit weird. Push up to the range highs, looking for liquidity up there at 47.4K. 47, let's call it 47.5K, right? Or whatever, 48K. It doesn't really matter. It varies from chart to chart as well. But this Binance USD chart is showing me 47.5. That's what I'm hunting for. So now all I'm doing now is so that's my top-down analysis. If I were to look at this on a quarterly level, right, I got this high over here, and this low over here is where we've done the recent range. And drop it down a lower time frame to the daily, right? Oopsie, not daily. Just going onto the monthly. Sorry, going down one step, you can see how all this has just been arranged. This is all a consolidation, right? And now we've done the breakout, and he pulled back to the retest at 31.5K. Hold support will give us an indication to go for longs. I do apologize, this pen doesn't do really well, but that's the idea that I'm looking for. So so it's a pullback is better than the low time frame, that's right. But a pullback's a pullback. I don't really mind, but I'm looking at levels to play. So that's the idea. So I'm looking for higher prices. I'm looking for higher prices. We are coming into this area here.
So we're filling this gap as well, right? So that's the thing. Exactly. We're being drawn up to the gap. For me, just really quickly, because I love how you put this in. I know we see the market very similarly. But for me, price is reaching for liquidity above an old high or an old low, right? Or if we've taken liquidity, we're looking to find support. And quite often you find these inefficiencies, these gaps, right? A price can come down to fill that, find some area of support. So for me, as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing the top of your range that you've got drawn out there, right? I'm seeing when we get this candle close, we confirm that gap below, a beautiful pullback to come into that, towards that gap, to draw in to fill that inefficiency and find support at the top of the range. Yeah, exactly that, right? So
Something like that.
yeah, exactly, man. To come back in, fill that gap, find support, confirm that. Because like you said, really, what we're talking about here when we've zoomed out is you've got a consolidation there and price has popped, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is either, and I love it when he says this, but this is either a deviation, right? And if we climb back in that range, and we'll tell everyone your story about Johnny and the pizza later, right? If you climb back in that range, you've got to ask what you're doing back in there. If you're showing strength, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, because like what BC Richfield is talking about, the Johnny story as well. So you got to think of it this way. The way I look at it is in a range. So like I said, right. So this is a range to me, and I'll do WLD in just a moment. I'm just using this as an example, and I'll quickly just do WLD. I'm so not used to this no more. I'm so sorry about that.
It's horrible with that pen.
Yeah, I keep going back to this pen over here, but you guys can't see it.
Man.
Yeah, so you think of it this way, right? Imagine like you're at home, right, and your best friend is Johnny, right, and he comes over and he's playing, and you guys are playing PlayStation. He gets a call from home saying he's got to go back. So Johnny decided, was in your house over here. Next thing is Johnny gets a call and he has got to leave, so he's left at the house. But when he left out of your house, right, the question is, like, does your mom call him? Which is weird now. You guys are thinking, what the fuck in it? But I hear this out. Does your mom call him? Because if your mom calls Johnny back home, he's coming through the back door, and you're still playing PlayStation, and Johnny's at home playing with your mom, and then he's back in that range. He's back in your house, and you don't want Johnny to be back in your house. You want Johnny to actually get the fuck out and never come back and see your mom. That's the one way I'm looking at it as well itself. But this is a range. So look, the pullback can come back. How deep does it go back into? Nobody knows. But when you work this out on lower time frame, right? Like going back on continuation with the top down analysis, right? Let me bring up this level there. Fuck you know. Sorry about this, guys. Right?
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
I'm just not used to this as well. Where's the April's high? April's high. So oopsie daisy. The looking high of the year. The high of the year was here, right? So that's the high of the year, and then you got into this. So that's the range banding right at the top down analysis. So we it's funny enough, right? This is a quarterly high right here, isn't it? That's the quarterly high. So oopsie daisy, you guys won't be able to see that yet. That's a quarterly high over here. So a pullback right into the 31.8K, which is the mid range of the 2022 range. Retesting this higher is perfectly fine as long as we hold support, get above 31.8, show me bullish market structure. I can go up for this high over here, come into the 75% of the range, and then work our way to the liquidity up over here. That's what it is. That's all we're looking at. And once we get there,
thanks. Sorry, just quickly, mate. I'm not sure if the stream has frozen. I don't know, on my end, it looks like it's Jimmy. Are you still there in the background, mate, or the viewers? For some reason, my timer thing has frozen in the top left. I think everybody's.
I'm still here, and everything works. I think perfectly fine from my end.
Okay, perfect. I'll let you crack on. I'm just going to.
I can see on the YouTube right now, actually, to be honest.
Mate, no, you crack on. I just had a little technical glitch just then. I'm just going to refresh.
Fine, yeah.
You crack on.
Perfect, yeah. So then we're looking for liquidity. After that, it's a range. This is all a range. So if I delete everything off. Sorry about this again. This is all a range. So once we get up to the top right over here, to the brush over here, right? Then we're going to work out, is Johnny coming back in and playing it down back into the mid-range and then work from the mid-range down to the range lows? Or is Johnny broken out and going up higher? So that's where, and that's the key thing. So I still think that there's movements for higher ups. But yeah, we have resistance on Bitcoin. What is the resistance of a monthly? This is all top down. The resistance is, if I draw, where's my rectangle? There. This is the order block here. That's the last up candle of 2022 that pushed the market down. And what's happened now is actually pushed away, come down over here, and it's come back for a retest. Now the question is, do we step back in? Do we have to go up high, take that liquidity? Or is this a breakdown to the mid-range and we need to find support? So that's what it comes down to. So if I were to do a top-down analysis on Wild, it might slightly be different. Wild WLD might look like it's fucking going up higher. So just quickly do that for the streams itself. WLD, USDT, and then I work on lower time frame on that as well. Bro, what kind of fucking chart you gave me, man? Shit, dude.
The pens are horrendous on that, mate. You might even be better off using the lines, but good luck.
Never mind. I can work on something as well. So again, let's do for the sake of argument 12 months because that's how the practice I want you guys to really do. If you do top-down analysis, go into 12 months. There's only one candle. It's only been this year on the Binance chart. Let's drop it down to the 3 months. Quarterly, what we can see, we are still within the same range of this same candle there. All I can say so far is that we are above last quarter's high. So it's finding support at this level there. Okay, no problem. Let me drop it down to the monthly. Let me see if I can see a range. Now, it just seems to happen that this quarterly open there is within this bar here. I've got a range already off a monthly. This high, this low, around there. And it's just around the mid-range. So let me delete that, keep that clean. Now, what I've got here already, I like watching this, I'm seeing this as a range. And the way I look at ranges is that, let's just draw this up. I've got a range high, got a range low, and I've got a mid-range. Price plays within a range in one simple way. It plays from low to the mid. Mid, it might be choppy, gets above, plays back up to the high. And that's the range high. And then it comes back down to the mid. Once it loses the mid-range, back down to the low. And then it finds support, mid, back to high. And that's what it is. It's the ping pong. That's what it is, the ping pong effect. It just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Right here, using that same ideology, right, I can already see that this high over here, we come to the range high, we take liquidity, and we are closing into it. So if I drop into the weekly, how does the weekly look like? The weekly looks like fucking terrible, if you ask me. It doesn't look that great.
It's had a big sell-off from the highs, right? Swept liquidity at the top of the range and crawled back inside.
This high over here took out these highs there, and it closed down. So on the weekly, what's really bad for me, the reason why I'm thinking this looks shit, is because we are within last week's high, and then we got this as liquidity resting at last week's low. So now that's why we look at, it looks like this. So if I change it to orange, I know that's now a weekly. Let me change that into purple because I know that's monthly. Because I'm color coordinated in that kind of sense. So like, for example, if you ever see my chart, like it's like pinky red is the yearly, green is quarterly, purple is monthly, orange is weekly, blue is daily, and then red is for bright red is for the 4 hours, and below the 4 hours is always black, right? So if you ever see that, and that helps me. So when I do top down analysis, I'm already, when I see if I'm coming down to, for example, if we're coming down here, right, to this low here, I know that's a key level. So if we take out the lows, come back in and hold support, I'm looking for a long, playing it back into the mid-range to the range high as a liquidity play. And then that's when I start zooming into lower time frame. So that's the weekly. We're below the last week's high. It doesn't look that great. Let's go into the daily. How's that look like? It looks like a complete deviation. There we go. It looks like a complete deviation. What do I mean? So if I show you, if I were to delete this for a second, right? Oopsie daisy. I were to delete that for a second, and you can see that is a deviation. Johnny's come back into your mom's house on WLD, and now the question is he going to stay into your house? If he's going to stay into your house, he's going to work his way down to the mid-range down to the range low. So if I were to have a look at this, Daisy, trying to bring up my levels again. When you don't use trading view tools, it's really difficult at times. So the
basically, for those that don't know, he's using something like a magic pen. It means that you can draw on these charts a lot easier because you get
so fluid. It's so fluid, yeah.
And that pen is useless.
Exactly, yeah. So this is like this dotted line is the mid range, and look where it's come into the mid range. So now, if I find support at the mid range, okay, it's the weekend. I'm going to let things go down, drop it down to a 4 hour. What am I looking at? 4 hour. Let's have a look. Is there anything that's going to actually act as resistance? Any extreme pullbacks? If I'm looking for a short because we are in that range itself. What I'll be looking for is, if I get the box on the 4 hours, I've got this area here. What I would like to see is something like this. I push up, fill out this fair value gap over here, this gap over here, push up into this other block there, breaks down. Once it steps back underneath it, this is my area of the short. I can go in for a short there. I can put a stop loss over here. I'll be quite happy with a stop loss there. If I want to go aggressive, I'll put a stop loss here, wherever the high is. It depends on the style you play. I would always advise to go a bit wider just until you get a bit more feel of understanding of the market, and then work its way back down to the mid-range as a target, lose the mid-range, play back down. Secondary target will be the liquidity down over here. And that's the short plan over there. Now, for those who are wondering, but like I'm bullish on WOD, I want to go higher. This is what am I looking for? But it needs to show a bullish market structure, right? So structure-wise itself, I'm not running too much. Am I running out of time, boss?
No, mate. No, we're absolutely golden. You just keep dropping the alpha.
I call that. I don't want to run out of time and bore the guys out there. So if I'm looking for structure itself, like one of the things I did say is market structure. Let me just show what I mean. So this is a low. That's the high. So if I delete, let me delete everything off. A clean chart of that. Oopsie daisy, no. Remove that for a second. Market structure wise, I'm just picking this area here, right? Just to show you what I'm looking at. Let me just do that. That is red, so it stands out. So that's the low. To me, that's the high. So that's the low, and that's the high. Why? Because we're taking out these highs over here. Market structure is shifting to the upside. See these highs there? It's shifting to the upside. If you get a clean bodily close, which is like right over here, this candle right there, that will give me a better indication that we are going up higher prices there. And then after that, we do the high, which I would say is the higher low. And now that becomes the higher high. At the time, this would look like the higher low, right? This pullback is a higher low. But then what happened is this area now changes. Does it make a higher high? Does it? And that's the thing is most people will be like, I wanted to go higher. I want to go higher. I want to go higher, which is perfectly fine. But this is now shows me a different color, a lower high. We can't break these highs. Market structure is starting to show weakness in the market. And then we take out this low, gives me bearish market structure. Then it's now become a lower low. Market structure shifted. Hence why I'm looking for shorts already on the spot. Now, for me to say, it's bullish, we need to break market structure. The clear one right there is once we break this high over here, I think it will take out these highs, we're not too far, and then it will carry on the upside. Now, it looks kind of mad because now I'm telling you for confirmation, right? It's a 24% pump in price. And some of you guys might be thinking, like, yo, you're a dickhead. How are you going to give me 24% and say buy into it? You know what I mean? So...
Yeah, but you've got to follow your rules, right? You've got to make money.
That's why I say huddle, bro. That's why I say huddle.
Yeah, we've been doing it the hard way, mate. I know that for a long time. But I tell you right now, it's refreshing to hear, though, right? Like, it's refreshing to hear because it's the truth. And I think the other thing that people can take from this is it's very dependent on what time frame you're operating on here as well, right? Now, just because, for example, last few weeks, especially last week, posted a couple of short setups, right? And people coming on Twitter saying like you can't be bearish in this market. You can't. I say it depends on your time frame, right? We're overextended on the low time frame. For me, intraday, I'm looking for pullbacks to fill inefficiencies, right? I will day trade that, but it doesn't mean that I'm high time frame bearish. It's all about content.
No, I know.
Right? So it's like
everyone high time frame is bullish. There's nobody apart from like guys like Capo.
Yeah, I mean, there's always
There's always one or two.
There's always the outliers, right? But I mean,
There's fair play to them. Everyone's got their own style, so like like whatever works for them, and I wish them the best of luck. But I think like look, I brought his name not to at him or look for a fight, but I'm using him as an example for what reason? For you to see that I could be bearish because of someone influenced me to be bearish, but you yourself, it's your money, it's you who's actually in control, not them. Like you got to take responsibility for your ideas and views, and I think learning and understanding and building on this as well helps things a lot more, helps you to grow a lot better. So like it depends on how you might find like Richfield's motherboard so much more useful than my view of range as well. But whatever works for you, go for it, man. And that's the thing is. So
but like you said, I think responsibility is a key word there, right? Taking ownership and responsibility of your decisions, right? Not blaming someone else because an influencer's doing that. Look, these people are making their money, right? They're carving out their careers, right? You need to find a way to be able to do this for yourself. You can't be reliant on other people. And a big part of that is taking acceptance for the decisions you make. And I tell you this right now, I learned more in my life from where I've done things wrong, or my losses than I have from my wins, right? And you can ignore them and you can park the losses away and pretend they don't happen and don't learn from them, and you're missing out on huge education here, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Sorry to interrupt, but with this, for me, this comes back to our kind of context, right? Because for me here, I'd be thinking, okay, well, if we get above this high here, if we set a level, and I'm expecting price to draw back to that order block you're talking about, to either find resistance or close through it, and flip it to support, I'd be considering intraday longs here, right? That
Absolutely,
would be
that's what exactly it, because then that will be a deviation of the range high. Johnny actually got the wrong text message. It wasn't your mom; it was someone else's mom in it. So he got kicked out.
He's had to nip off to someone else's house to eat pizza.
That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go buy fucking next man in it. But that's it, and that's my view. Right now with Wild, I'm not here to actually offend anyone to say, yo, look, I'm bearish on this shit or whatever. And you might be holding the coin. Don't let my view affect your judgment, like your belief. If your belief is you believe WLD can actually do a 10x from here, absolutely. And then that's the beauty about the bull market. Everything does 10x, 50x, 100x. They go crazy as well. So it's having that conviction. But if you were to look at smaller time frame, just like Richfield was saying, like if once we like look, you're looking for resistance. If it comes into here on lower time frame, starts breaking down. Now the pen is so much better. So it's breaking down.
Lower time frames there.
Then I would say, take the shorts, mid-range, lose this level, down to range low. So going back, and the reason why I've got market structure here, because on the 4 hours, I was showing you that this high is the key level. But on the 1 hour, it's very different. On the 1 hour, just using the same idea, if that was the higher high, let me get that pen over here. That's red, that's the same, whoopsie daisy. Right, if that's the high, whoopsie daisy. Right, that's the high, and that becomes, the higher low. Let me move this back up there. That's the higher low. And then we said this was a lower high, right? Yep. But on the 4 hours, it's very, on the 1 hour, that's the 4 hours. On the 1 hour, look at this market structure. It starts to go down this way. Like if I'm going to get the pen. I'm going to just get the normal pen and fucking do it myself. This is that. Yeah. So that's on the 1 hour, it looks very different because on the 4 hours, it looks like one straight down, isn't it? Right. But on the 1 hour, it's like, this is the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. If we break out these highs, it looks like a breaking market structure, but I would go for a confirmation of these highs. So if we break up, because this could be a whole leg down and then a whole leg up and then a whole leg down. We don't know. We don't know. So all I'm looking for now is how we react off here. This area is going to be the key. Flip it as support, hit the fucking lungs. You know, whoever actually, was asking for WLD, you're going to be a rich man, inshallah. But if we find resistance, I'll be looking for shorts. If it's right and we start breaking down, find resistance up here, finding resistance here. So 2 signs of resistance. And then we're using higher time frame views as well, that weekly level. That's enough for you to say, you know what? I don't really like this. I don't want to take a long. I'm going to take a short. And that's it.
But it's all framed from that time frame, right? It's all framed from the higher time frame. Look, like you said, it's important to see these price legs within price legs, right? Meaning that if you're in a downtrend on a higher time frame, right, and you're looking for a corrective bounce, that you can get in there and you look at your market structure on the lower time frames to establish that. You've got to have levels to target. Like for me, something absolutely key here. If we look to the far left, the highest high on the screen, we can see the order block sat in there. Right? You see the order block in there, you draw that bad boy across. That's what's capping the market to the upside at the moment, in my opinion, right? So if we flip that level that you've got your blue box on, which is the kind of which is the order block. So for me, I'm looking, especially on the high time frame, for those up closed candles to be resistance. If we flip them to support, then immediately my eye turns to that order block that sat right at the top, right? You can see all the highs going into it, right? But that gives you really beautiful trading opportunities on the low time frame. It might not look like a big gap there, but my God, you can get some unbelievable returns because once you've got your bias locked, you can then position yourselves really well on the lower time frames.
Yeah. Because we were saying 25%, then Dank is saying go higher, but like you can start flipping ideas a bit more sharper at like 10%, and that's all. And that's why top down analysis works really, really well. Like if everybody were to do that, I think there would be a lot less losses to your account because you're using these higher time frames into because you can never fuck with higher time frame. It's like when you as you get older, you get wiser in it, right? And it's the same thing when it comes to trading. The more you do it, you start to understand, you start to respect things a lot more than he actually is. And one thing I've respected a lot more over the years and over time, and still right now I'm still learning as well and still respecting even more, is that higher time frame, don't fuck with that, man. A yearly open. Is that Bitcoin, bro? Like, do you remember, oh man, Bitcoin was jokes, man.
Yes, show them, man. If you got the chart, show them. Like, When we talk about this,
Bitcoin here, right? Bear man's was like this a range. Let's just fucking talk about range. That's the chart I was looking for. The bastard. It was here.
all the time.
Never mind. But like here, right? Let me delete that for a second. I don't need that for now. I can always bring that up later. So top-down analysis on that on the quarterly. I'm going to explain to you my view on this one. This is all a range, and I reckon 44K is going to be a very key area there. So when I'm looking at Bitcoin, there's this high here and this low here. That's the quarterly range, right? So let me just try to put this across and delete this for a moment, and I'll bring this all back up later for me because I need that myself. But you can see, this looks like. Oopsie, I'm using the wrong pen as well.
Deviation.
That's the high. Resistance over here, resistance over here, that low here, we'll shank that below, and it looks like a deviation. And now we step back into the range. So I'll pull back into here or into here, it's perfectly fine, right time frame. But I'm looking for the mid range, right, into 44K, and then 44K, if we reclaim it, which is last year's high, and then we'll start looking at 61K, right? Then we'll see, but what is level to level. But going into what I was trying to say to you about lower, don't fuck with higher time frame. If I go to the monthly, right, look at this, right? This here is the yearly open. That's the yearly open, right? That's the year of 2021, the open, right? Let me drop it down to the daily, right? And if you recall here, right, back in 2021, we had Elon Musk over here saying buying Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin for and sell it and buy Tesla over here. Around here we had the freaking China FUD. We had around here we had the let's call it Vitalik taking money out, giving people giving I think $500 million to charity to India, something along the lines like that.
Lots of news.
These news drivers that he dropped down over here. I mean, they were still bullish. Everyone's talking about diamond hands. No one's talking about that now. What's the funny thing is, they always talk about diamond hands when it's bull market, not in the market when you need to have diamond hands, right? Right now is when you need to actually hodl. But here, therefore, a lot of people really generally thought the market was over. The moment we actually hold this level there, we tag that yearly open, it's support until proven otherwise. If we were to lose this level, right, we could do a deviation, step back up, and still carry on to the upside. Or what we could have done is come back down, come into here, find resistance, and then break down. That's when I'll say, you know what, it's game over. And I will say the higher time frame level, that yearly open, is so key for the year that we can't even find support. It's now become resistance. Take the short. So having those levels like the yearly open, monthly open, quarterly open, these kind of things, they're very, very key things. Don't fuck with them. Don't try and fight against the trend. Don't go against the higher time frame. Let the market tell you what he wants to do.
But also as well, I think, sorry to interrupt you, but I think something else is really important for people to understand here, which is what you're doing, is you're not trying to impose your will on the market. You see a lot of people saying to themselves, this is going down, this is going down. What you're doing is you're overlaying a very strict set of guidelines and rules and a strategy to say, I'm waiting for price to interact with the key level, and then I want it to show its hand. No, I might not buy the exact bottom. I might not sell the exact top. All I need to do is be in line with institutional order flow, make sure I'm on the side of the big money that's looking to either short or long the market, right? And by doing that, you take high time frame levels. You're not saying, look, we're going below this. Nobody knows. When you get there, you can then put a set of strategies in place that can then give you triggers, right? And I think that's important.
Absolutely. I think, that you nailed that one on the head. And if you look at this one, look at the price action here to here. Very different. Clustered together, bouncing off this, bouncing off this. It's like a sledgehammer. You keep hitting the fucking wall. You're not going to knock it down the first time. They try to knock it down over here the first time, knocked it down the second time. The wall stands. It goes away, and then they came back and said, and they got a jackhammer here. And they fucking jackhammer the fucking wall. And then before you know it, dumps off there.
And look at the difference in the price action as well, right? See how kind of you get, typically with these reversals, you get something that's quite sharp because it's dipping into an area where there's a lot of buyers, right? That previous consolidation, you see that jump. Where that one you've got there, look how it sticks. Price is really struggling to get momentum, right? It's sticking down, it's heavy, right? And then when you get that break, right, like you say, you look back historically to what's happened there. And then there has to be an expectation that if that was really, really strong support, which it has been, that it's going to offer some kind of resistance.
Yeah, because right here, like you said, like look, the price displace is very quick. It's
Mhm.
it's a clusterfuck. I'm not going to argue with that, right? It's a really it's all over the place. People's like, is it going to go lower? It's going to go lower. Yeah, you can trade within this range over here. There's a range over here. It's not a big deal. I was using January's high in January,
Mhm.
and then working on the mid range. That's what I was doing. And I flipped for me to flip for longs, right? Like, yeah, I was looking for support, right? And it came back down. It's a bit scary. Don't get me wrong. It's very scary. But all you've got to do, right? Look for a range. Sometimes you just got to make it simple for yourself. But delete everything off, right? Let me get a range, right? And this is where I was looking for shorts.
And this is where you go for your high time frame, right? Because I love how you do this, and I learned so much from you in this respect. Is how you're zooming out to using the higher time frame candles, right? Because I don't think they really understand that actually when you look at a candle, and SC taught me this, right? Two things: small body candles lead to big body candles, right? And the trading volume exists within the candle, right? That's the key thing, right? So when you're taking that range and you're drawing that out, there's all the trading that's got in there. You have these pre-made ranges that when you know what you're looking for, when you zoom onto a lower time frame, there's a lot of noise, right? So you see the highs, you see the interactions. You zoom out and you've got yourself a candle. I think Dank has just disconnected. I don't know if you can hear me, brother. I think your cam might have just, or your mic might have just flicked off. If we can't get him back, I'll do my very best to to narrate his to narrate the chart movements. Let's just give it a minute. I think we are starting to get him back over here. A little bit of weekend playing around with the systems here, and a real teaser as well because he's. I mean, this has been so packed full of alpha, everyone. I know we can see the screen at the moment. Obviously, Dank's kind of got his range drawn out. Obviously, having some problems with the microphone. Yeah, we can't hear you, brother. No, but he's communicating it well, writing on the stream. Exactly. But you know what? If we don't get him back, then what we'll absolutely do is we'll organise another one of these sessions in the near future so that we can go on there. And then he's just gonna sign off for a minute and then come back on. We've got like 4 minutes left in the stream, right? Let's get him off, let him get back on. We should start a podcast together. You're absolutely right. Although I just have a funny feeling that we would basically just end up sharing, just talking loads of absolute nonsense. I hope there's been a lot of alpha in this for you today, guys. And what Erica says here is absolutely right. You need to rewatch this, right? Now, I've learned so much. So much, right, from Dank over the years, right? And I know we're coming to the end of the stream now. He's doing his very best to come on. But we've got some other TA masterclasses coming up as well to make sure you're involved in that. And what we'll absolutely do is I'm going to get Dank to come back on one of our shows, right? And get him on with me live Monday or Wednesday coming up. And we will complete the end of this. But I think...
Yo, can you hear me?
Hey, we've got you back.
Come back in. I don't know.
We literally got a couple of minutes before the show ends, but I'd love it if you want to finish this off
kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, I think what we're going to do is there's so much alpha. It's been difficult to kind of pack it into an hour, to be honest. I would just recommend that everybody rewatch this, right? And come to us with questions. Get in touch with Dan. Get in touch with myself, right? And let's, in the next couple of weeks, Dan, let's jump on a live show together. I'm live every Monday and Wednesday on the Nest for the members.
Let's do it.
Let's get some of the country club fam in there. Let's get some of the Nest fam in there. Let's jump on this and let's finish this masterclass off in style. Yeah.
Because you know the best part. You're going to give me structure, which is good. And someone asked me about what do I do. Now, this is my structure for my week. What I'm going to do Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to go on live on YouTube as well. Bitcoin and Ethereum on Tuesday. Wednesday will be a whole session as well. So like the community can actually always ask me what any charts they want me to do. It's going to be free on YouTube as well. And on Monday or something like that, I can go on with you.
Mate, well, that sounds beautiful to me, mate. You're always welcome on my show whenever you want. But I love the idea of that. And guys, please, just the last closing thing for everybody, right? Make sure that you're following Dank, right? Make sure you're in touch with what he does. He's got so much incredible alpha. You only need to pop onto YouTube to see all the videos, to see the breakdowns. The guy is one of the most active people in the space. And to be honest, it's always just a pleasure and a blessing to have him on the show and to get to learn from him. Now, I know there was a bit too much alpha to kind of squeeze into this outside. Technical issues, you had some technical issues. But I mean, we could go on forever. And we're going to find the time to finish this one off in style. But please, guys, just if if you've got any interest in this tournament, I'm sure you have. We can see the viewing numbers are huge, lots of great interaction. Go back, give this a watch, yeah, and just really, really pick up on the key little bits of alpha in there, like zooming out, having your daily ranges, right, using your high time frame, but also learn from the man himself, right? Be humble, be hardworking, build good routines, build good habits, right, and try and quash bad habits. Okay, so look, without rattling on anymore, we've got another live show coming up, guys. Make sure you're involved in it. The day is absolutely jam-packed full of alpha. Let's just give a big thank you to Dang for giving up his time, coming on a weekend, and let's make sure to do this again, brother.
Oh, nah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you guys for coming on as well. Smash the like button and show some love to BC. He's a fucking amazing host as well.
Thank you, brother. It's been a real gem. We're going to pick this up again. Make sure you're involved in it all. Give TraderDaink a follow at TraderDaink and check out what he's doing over there at the Country Club as well. And we're going to catch you legends very soon.
Thank you, guys.